All right, guys, I think we are good. It looks like we're rolling. I can see Amanda Woolley. I can see your comment. Yes, I'm sure something will happen. I swear. Um, I think we're good. I think we're connected now. Boy, it took me a minute to mess with my damn StreamYard. I always joke and say I'm a little tech-tarded. So when it comes to technology, I'm like, yeah, I struggle. The struggle is real. I should wear my shirt. I have a shirt that says the struggle is real. So, but I think we're good. So if you can hear me, if you can see me, say hi, let me know. I see Madison has joined. Hi, Madison. Hi, guys. I'm just making sure that I think we're good and up and running. So we'll give it some time for peeps to join. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go into my Facebook here and just make sure that it looks like we're good on Facebook. It looks like peeps are joining on Facebook. Thank goodness. Yay. We've got this crazy, I don't know if you guys saw that I kind of shared it while I was waiting for my, oh, hang on 1 second, guys. I got to do something really quick on my phone. Just hope I don't lose y'all. Let's see. Need to take that off. Right. Okay. Well, I'm not going to mess with any of that. I am not, when it comes to all of the dang new technology, I'm like, just leave it alone. They're always trying to do damn updates. And it's like, don't mess with it. Leave it alone. I'm so over it. So I get why they have to do the updates. Believe me, I get it. But my hell, I'm like, just right as soon as I get used to one way. Oh, hey, look at that. And I hear myself on Facebook. Just as soon as they get, one version of something and I'm getting it, they decide to, update it or do something, which I get it makes it better. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But then I have to like relearn all this shit over again. So, but we're good. I think we are up and I'm seeing everybody's comments. Beautiful. Okay, well, I'm going to make sure that I have all of my other stuff connected so I can see. Let's see. Oh, good. Amanda, you're on Facebook. Gotcha. And Kate, beautiful. Either way, Facebook or if you want to go to YouTube, either way is fine. I always say that, I prefer people join through YouTube just because then you don't have all of the the scammers and the people, the trolls that end up getting you on Facebook. If you join through my YouTube channel, then you have very less likely of that happening. So, so if you're able, I say just hop on over to YouTube and join through that way. But if you're on Facebook, that's totally fine too. I'm gonna see here. There we go. Put some light on that subject. There we go. It's so dark. But we'll give some people some time to join. I'm intentionally a little later, well, a lot later than I wanted to, but I have just been, I think like many of us, trying to just, you know, get ourselves, grounded and kind of get our bearings about, everything that's been going on. And just so you guys know, tonight is not about, maybe very briefly talk about what's going on, recently in the world and especially here in Utah. But my goal tonight is just for us to do readings, but also a Q&A. And what I wanted to do, a lot of people had messaged me and said, hey, have you ever thought about just doing, a fun Q&A and people can ask you questions about, really anything, whether it's, um, you know, your individual gifts, like, when you say you hear something, from a loved one, what does that mean? Or, when did you know that you have these abilities? Or, you know, what are your, biggest challenges? And, whatever it may be. There's no dumb questions. Every question is always an intentional good question. The only thing that I said, as I mentioned on my post, is that I don't want any disrespect or any questions, or that's not what tonight is. It's not a night of debating. It's not a night of disrespect. It's a night of bringing everybody together and doing readings, whether it's answering questions about you know um, even like what is this human resonance thing I just posted, and why is the energy so crazy right now? These kinds of questions. So yeah, so you guys, I wanted to kind of see, open up your minds to things that maybe you're like, I've always wondered how this worked. Or maybe you are noticing that you've got some things going on, that you're like, I don't understand it. Or if you have a dream that you're like, gosh, I've been dreaming of blah, 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 and I just want to understand, what this is, and I can help you with dream interpretations as well. I'm not as well versed with dream interpretations. I more or less just listen to my gifts and share the knowledge through that way. So, but I thought it'd be fun tonight to just get everybody kind of off of social media, off of all the bullshit that's out there right now. That's why I said tonight is not a night about even talking or debating anything that's going on in the world. The only thing that I want you, if it pertains to what's been going on in the world lately, then I just ask that you um, be sure that it is a question that can be answered in a way that um, that I don't need to feel worried that there's going to be a huge, like, outbreak of anger, so that makes sense. So that's why I said, let's try to avoid that, right? So, but tonight is all about love and light, and we're going to raise those beautiful vibrational energies that this freaking world needs so bad right now. And really, it's about loving each other. It's about respecting each other. It's about what humanity is, my friends. And boy, do we ever need to restore humanity right now. So, and how I kind of give that back is by sharing my gifts and doing these free readings and these, free questionnaire, Q&As or what may be, because I'll tell you, I've had to pull myself away from my social media. I got sucked in just a couple days ago on my Facebook. I posted something and I wasn't angry, but the other person was getting angry. And then I just thought, I am contributing to this and it's not doing me any damn good. So I had to pull away and kind of do a reset and get myself grounded. And that's why I'm starting a little late, because there is such a crazy energy. So I posted on my Facebook, I shared about, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what the Schumann resonance is. It's all about Gaia, which is Mother Earth, and it's Gaia's energy. And there's a whole lot coming from Mother Earth right now. So it's really interesting. Go read about it. I posted a little thing about it, but we've had a lot of these crazy solar flares literally just within the last hour or so. So I'm like, why is my heart racing 100 miles a minute? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I feel like I just drank like a shit ton of coffee or, had a ton of caffeine. But it's definitely, yeah, it's been an interesting, even the last few minutes. So Brandon Wood said, nope, fake news. So Schumann resonance is fake news? Is that what you mean, my friend? Schumann resonance? So are you telling me that when they report from the Schumann resonance that that is fake news? Is that what you mean? I'm just curious what you mean by that. I follow the, I don't know what it is to be honest, but the people that share these Schumann resonance, energy. I don't know how they monitor that. I don't know. All I know is that I can feel some of this shift in this energy when they posted that. So it's definitely one of those things where I just listen to my intuition when it comes to that too. So um oh, Brandon, I do not appreciate your negative energy, so you're exactly why tonight is going to be about just good positive energy, my friend. And I do not regurgitate what I read online. So bye-bye. Oh, see, this is what I mean. I am not going to take that kind of shit. I just won't. Yep. Bye bye, Brandon. No, I'm not. Yep. Nope. Not doing it tonight, you guys. Not doing it. Nor am I going to get myself upset or even contribute to people that are that way. So, but anyhow, so we're gonna have a good night of just some good energy, some you know, love and light and good positive, just it's the, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what the butterfly effect is. So it's that sense of where one little shift in your path, one little shift in your decisions in life, just a tiny little bit can make a huge impact, right? And it's just like when you throw, a pebble or something into a lake, right? It starts to cause that ripple effect. So we all need to kind of be mindful of that, and remember to, whatever tiny pebble you throw in that lake, make sure that you are putting, I guess, a pebble with good intention. I don't know how else to put it. So, alrighty. Okay. Well, we're gonna open up things and kind of, like I said, this is not a night of just debating or getting into any of the recent shit that's out there, on social media or in the world in general. Tonight is a night of just helping you guys and letting you know that you are not alone. One thing that I noticed, like I was saying, I got pulled into some of the social media stuff, and I thought, I just I thought I can't do this, because I know better. I know better. But our human side sometimes is louder, and then we have to kind of take a pause and go, wait a minute, what am I doing? So I did. I took some time and stayed away from social media, from my phone, the news, all that stuff. And I'll tell you, I highly recommend that you do that, my friends. Take, I mean, ideally a whole 24 hours, a whole day, and put your phone away. Um, don't watch the news, stay away from any of that, and go and get connected with nature. Get outside, take your shoes and socks off, put them in the dirt, in the river, in the water, whatever it is that you love to do. Go for a walk, walk your dog, whatever it may be. Get out of the damn house and soak up all of that natural, higher vibrational energy that that is for free, right? It's free. So, and I promise you, you will feel better. I mean, even if it's just a little bit, you will feel better. And that butterfly effect of energy will be felt like massively. So I just say, you know what, I challenge you all tomorrow to do that for sure. And just kind of see, what's, where that's, going to make, change things with not just yourself, but others too. So, but like I said, for Kin, I'm tonight is not about my opinions about what's been going on in the world. And I'm not going to get into anything political. That's not what tonight is. Tonight is about helping you guys that are feeling a bit lost, and maybe needing to hear from a loved one that has passed, or just needing a guidance reading, because I just I am not going to contribute into that, regardless of how I feel about it. um, you know it's definitely something that I just want to not even bring into the energy. So, okay. All right, you guys. So, I'm going to grab some really quick here. I just remember I forgot to grab some. All right. No, it's kind of different that we are doing this on a Friday night. And like I said, I wanted to start much earlier, but I just could not. I could not get myself focused. I couldn't get grounded. There was so much noise, and I mean spiritual noise, energetic noise. But then we have a high school not far from us, and there's a football game, and so lots of noise there. Fireworks, So it was kind of hard to get myself ready. But we're here, right? And there's no cost. There's no charge for tonight. Tonight is just about us all sharing that good energy, that good love and light, respect for others, and just again causing that ripple effect, right? So, if if you guys didn't see, tonight is we're going to do some readings, and we're just going to kind of see how this flows tonight. But what I wanted to do is kind of open things up to kind of a Q&A in the beginning here. So question and answer. So I've had many people message me and say, Steph, can it'd be really cool if you did a Q&A and we could ask questions, even if it's about personal, you personally with your spiritual journey, or, dreams you've had or experiences. And, how, maybe the question is, how do you feel about this stuff, or how do you interpret this, or, about myself, how did you, connect and know that you had these abilities, these kind of things. So, so we're going to really just open up a Q&A first and foremost, and then we'll kind of see how the flow goes, and maybe we'll pop in and do some readings. So I always say we just kind of see. So couple things while I'm waiting for your questions. So submit whatever questions you guys have. And remember, right now we're going to do a Q&A. So if you have any questions that pertain to yourself, or, your own experiences, or questions about, for me, then we'll answer those, and then we'll go into some readings. While I'm waiting for your questions, couple things really quick. So I have a couple events coming up. I wanted to let you guys know we are almost sold out. So September 27th, Saturday, September 27th at the Elks Lodge in Bountiful. I will be doing an event there. It's doors open at 5:30. Event starts at 6. And I believe that's right. Maybe it's 6 and 6:30. I've got both events going, and my brain is mush. So it's all on the website. You can go to mini-medium.com and pull it all up. But we have 8 tickets left for that event. So I suggest getting your tickets ASAP. It's going to be fun. This event is actually hosted by a couple ladies that Misty Hammond reached out to me, and I met her years ago at a paranormal investigation, and she reached out and said, hey, would you be interested in doing an event at the Elks Lodge? Portion of the proceeds go to charity for the community. And I said, absolutely. So that event is almost sold out. So that one has, I think, 8 tickets left, and they're going to be doing a raffle with some pretty amazing prizes. I'm going to be donating a nice basket with a 1-hour reading, some other fun stuff, crystals and whatnot. So, so I suggest if you want to come, definitely get those tickets. You can get them on my website at mini-medium.com. And like I said, about 8 left. Then my annual Halloween, mini medium Halloween extravaganza. It's really not extravaganza, but my mini medium Halloween event. Every year, a lot of people look forward to this. It's going to be so fun. It's at a new venue that is in Bountiful as well. So I'm trying to kind of work my way up north and kind of spread the love throughout Utah. But cute place. It's called May's Gathering Place. And the two sisters that own it, their mom had passed away, and their mom's name is May, and they opened this business very recent, and it's the cutest, like amazing high vibrational energy at this place. And so my Halloween event is there October 4th. And that one, those tickets are only $33. Now the event at the Elks Lodge on the 27th, those are $44. But this one, the Halloween's $33. Come in costume. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be very, very Halloween bougie like. So I've got tables and tablecloth, linen and stuff. So it's going to be fun. So definitely come in costume if you would like. You don't have to, but we're going to have prizes for those who do. We're going to have some yummy food, some drinks, and then I'll be, of course, going around and sharing my abilities and channeling your loved ones that have passed, and just opening it up to a beautiful night. So definitely get your tickets. When is the Halloween one again, Leanne? The Halloween one is October 4th, Saturday, October 4th in Bountiful. And oh, look, my cute daughter, who is my assistant, is on. Mandy's on. That one, remind me, Mandy, I think that one's at 6. Yeah, 6 o'clock. Doors open at 5:30. And that one is almost sold out as well. We're a little over halfway sold out. So it will definitely sell out pretty quick. So get your tickets, because once that fills up, I won't be able to get any more people in. So, okay, all righty. Hi, Brandon. Brandon Cooper. See, we need that good energy, like from Brandon, not the other, whatever that other dude was that was on. I love it. You could be a bougie shaman. I love it. So awesome. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead. I wanted to go ahead. I'm going to scroll through, and we're opening it up right now to Q&A. So if you have any questions about your own personal spiritual journey or things going on in your life that pertain to, even dreams, if you have a child that you think is very gifted, or you're noticing some things, you can ask these kind of questions. We'll kind of do the Q&A for a bit, see how it flows, and then we'll see about readings. We'll be doing some readings tonight, but I'm just kind of opening it up to just share. If you guys just need to vent for a moment, as long as it's respectful. If you need to vent and you feel like it's not so much, I'm happy to be your sounding board, and just private message me. I mean, I don't get offended anymore, not like I used to. So all right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's take some questions, and we are okay. I'm gonna check it out here. Okay, all righty. And I usually go through and say hi to everybody, but hi, everybody. You've got lots of people on, and just if you're open to sharing tonight, I know it's a Friday night, so maybe people are up kind of later than like on a Wednesday, Thursday when I do these. You just never know who needs a little bit of just some love and light and some good energy right now. So share this live, or tell your friends. I don't know. Okay. All righty. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pin the first question here. Okay. So Kylie Evans. Kylie, I love it. Kylie is so cute. You guys, I met Kylie Evans. Gosh, I don't even know how long ago it's been, Kylie. It's been a minute. And she actually came to my studio here and did an interview with me with a radio station host who left a certain radio station and started her own podcast. And said person came to my studio here and interviewed Kylie, and her adorable daughter. And so just cute gal. All right. So Kylie said, how long do spiritual awakenings last? Been told I'm in one and it's been hard, but I understand it's beautiful. Beautiful question, my friend. Very good question. So, let me kind of explain what a spiritual awakening is for those who maybe aren't familiar. So, um, when when we go through, they call it leveling up. So if you kind of wanted to put it in perspective of like when um, start a new job and you want to level up to the next, grade level or whatever it may be, then you have to put in the work, right? You have to go through the steps. You have to go through testing, um, whatever it is that you need to prepare yourself for in order to get that upgrade. And so when you go through a spiritual awakening, it is really where that your soul, your spirit is really ready for the next shift or change. And when we have spiritual awakenings, some are very smooth and some are easy, and some you just kind of feel it. Some you're like, wow, that was not, I feel like I got this euphoric, like kind of high of, and things are aligning beautifully. And then sometimes we go through spiritual awakenings that feel like brutal hell. So it feels like nothing is going right. We might feel like we're lost. We might even start to see ourselves uh, turning back to maybe old behaviors, whether it's addictions, whether it's self sabotaging, whether it's not sleeping. A very common I would say symptom of a when you're in a spiritual awakening is insomnia, which I get that very often. So it's really where the soul is preparing for this next stage and leveling up. So sometimes spiritual awakenings, Kylie, can be, I mean, they can go on for a long time. It just depends on how you respond and react to the tests, how the universe is sending you all of these you know challenges, and then the universe wants to see how you react and respond to them. And if you react and respond in a way where there seems to be growth and improvement, then you go to the next, right? Or you graduate and you go through that beautiful awakening, and you just, some people know it. Some people don't know what to look for. And so I say that the easiest way I've noticed is where um, I I just have that feeling of, all right, things are feeling really good. Now you can self sabotage your growth by anticipating for shit to hit the fan, and that's the thing that I tell people: you will manifest. The good and you'll manifest the bad. So if you're going through a hard time and nothing is seeming like it's working out, you're not sleeping, you are having even physical symptoms like headaches, nausea. Sometimes you'll have kind of like, how I put it is, I don't know if you guys ever had like growing pains, growing up, right? Where maybe your joints kind of hurt, which is really hard, as you're getting older. I'm like, is that arthritis, or am I going through a spiritual awakening? But you just feel off, right? You just feel off. And it's I feel like the physical stuff um, for me is easier to push through than the actual emotional part of it, which the emotional part can cause depression, anxiety, extreme stress. So when you're in your spiritual awakening, or when you're kind of, I call it, in the trenches of it all, and you're feeling like you're ready to just throw in the towel per se, that's when the magic happens. That's where I tell people, do not quit, push through. You will, I promise you, you will thank me for it, because you'll go, oh my gosh, I don't know how much more I could take. And by the way, never, ever, ever put out in the universe the saying of, what next, or what's the other one? If I didn't have bad luck, I have no luck at all because the universe will just give it right back to you. So, the hardest part about a spiritual awakening really is just trusting the process. So I absolutely say it is beautiful, my friend. And you really start to see things in a very different mindset, a different light. So just, take care of you, take care of your energy, listen to your body. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to, scream, go scream. If you need to, you know, in a very healthy way, if you need to go shopping, go shopping. Retail therapy is kind of mine, but it really is about that. Then what I suggest doing is journaling. Make sure you have a journal. Write down in a journal what you're experiencing. Each day. Sometimes um, our spirit, our soul will react and respond to what is coming the next day or the next day. And it's very interesting to see how we really have such amazing clairvoyancy. We can see, and have those premonitions. But if you don't write them down, date it, then you won't remember, or you'll go, man, I've got deja vu right now, which is what it is, but write it down, write it down. So it's definitely something that I think will help you to process, and just trust it, trust the process. Speaking of shamanism, so Brandon Cooper, who is on, I met Brandon in Gettysburg, amazing, amazing soul. And Brandon is a shaman. And this last weekend, was it Sunday? Yeah, I think it was Sunday. I went and did a sound bath and a breathwork journey. And I ended up, I decided to receive what is called, I think it's Sananja. I think that's how it's Sananga. Yes, Sananja. It is it's an eye drop, and this comes from the Amazonian people that they believe that when it's a plant, but when they drop the eye drops in your eyes, it really starts to open up your mind, and it opens your third eye. It helps you get through any kind of spiritual blockages. And boy, did it ever. But I'll tell you what, I have never, ever felt such horrific burning pain in my eyes. And I don't have anxiety, and I had like severe anxiety hit. It was like a fight or flight feeling. I wanted someone to rinse my eyes. The burning was so intense, but I had to trust the process. And that's part of the spiritual awakening. That's part of the spiritual journey. And I laid there and just started to breathe and focused on, my breathing and my meditation. And I seriously thought I was going to die. I was like ready to jump out of my skin. So it definitely tested my trust in trusting the process. But I will tell you what, it was fucking amazing. Excuse my mouth, you guys, but it was incredible. The journey I went on, the clarity, and I can't help but feel like the timing was perfect with everything that's been just recently happening. So I cannot wait to see what more comes. Already visions have been more clear, visions with the mind's eye. My claircognizant has been clear. It's been taking a lot of release. I've had to release a lot of emotions and energy, but it was incredible. It was incredible. So it also is known to also help with other things, like well, if you have any things in the eye, I think like cataracts, or I can't remember what else it is too. But it also helps with what the heck is it called? Um, your immune system. yeah, I'm trying to think of the words. So anyway, amazing experience. I would absolutely do it again, which sounds crazy, but it was pretty cool. I was going to receive, instead of the Sananja, I was going to take, oh gosh, what is it called? Hoppe. I was going to take Hoppe, but I just, I didn't know if I wanted something going up my nose. So instead, let's just burn the shit out of your eyeballs. I literally felt like my eyes were going to burn out of my head. But it was worth it. It was worth it. So anyhow, but yes, Kylie, absolutely, hun. You very well could be in a beautiful awakening. Just trust the process, babe. And journal, and be sure that you are taking care of you, your energy, um, making sure you're getting, rest and lots of water and all that goodness. So, yeah, definitely take care of you, babe. Okay. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and see what other question I have out there. Okay. All righty. I love it. Okay. All right, you guys, let's see. Okay. All right. Oh, I love this one, the holly. So what? Okay, there we go. Okay, so Holly. Okay, so Holly Hill. Holly said, my dad passed about 27 years ago. I had a couple of visits from him within the first 5 years after he passed. Why wouldn't I get any more? I get this question more than you would think. And I'll tell you, um, it's very, very common that when we have a loved one that passes, and usually, within that year's time, the first year of them being in spirit, we may feel them very strong. We're seeing the signs, we're dreaming of them. We feel their presence, whatever it may be. It feels strong, right? So then, when as time goes on, and we start to, in a sense, it never gets easier. That's one thing that I never I never understood, and I don't know if I ever will, when people said it gets easier. And I don't feel like it gets easier, but I feel we just learn to get through life, and adjust, without our loved ones with us. And so, as we go on with our lives, what happens is that your loved ones in spirit, they don't want to be a constant reminder. They don't want to, I mean, of course, we want them there, and they always are. When you ask them to be there, they'll be there. But they don't want to be a constant reminder. They want us to move on. They want us to live our lives. They want us to continue the journey that they, were not able to do, or, whether that was through a sudden death, or an illness, whatever it may be. So I tell people that, it's actually a really, I know it's going to sound weird, but it's actually a really good sign, that, in a way, when you don't have all the signs and the symbols and the dreams and all of that, or maybe you're not as mindful, it's actually, it's a compliment to you that your loved ones in spirit, are feeling that you are doing well, that you are good, that they know, they know what's coming. They don't have concept of time and spirit, but they know, they they see that you're doing fine, that you're going to be fine. So, Holly, if you're not having as many of the signs, the symbols, or the feelings of, of your dad, it's not that you're not getting any more. It's that you are at peace with their passing, and they are so proud of you for the fact that, you have been living your life. So they don't show their presence as strong as they did in the very beginning. And this happened to me when my mom passed away. I had so many so many things that happened. I mean, some weird shit, and this was 13 years ago before I really started to open myself up to my gifts. And we had some very interesting things that happened. And then as time went on, I thought, why am I not dreaming of my mom? Why am I not, smelling her perfume? Why am I not feeling her presence? Why am I not seeing, the dragonflies or the butterflies, whatever the sign is. And I stopped for a minute and I went, wait a minute, actually, I have. They've been there, but I haven't needed the validation that she is with me. I knew she was, and I was at peace with that. So they just start to not be as strong or as predominant, in your life. And it's actually a really good thing, hun. Um, I feel like that, when we're struggling, when we're in a time of need for them, um, sometimes our stress, our anxiety, our fears, maybe you're going through another grieving of someone else. That energy is so intense that even when we ask for our loved ones to be with us, that have been on the other side for some time or what maybe, um, they they're there, but because that you've got so much blockage that you're not quite seeing it. So the best way I say to connect with your loved ones is in silence. So one of the strongest ways that I am able to channel, whether it's my loved ones in spirit or others, or just start getting downloads of messages, is in my shower or in the bathtub when it's quiet, there's silence, and I can just listen, right? And that's the clairaudient. So take those moments of silence and just listen. Quiet the mind as best as you can, and that's the hard part, um, but it's it's definitely a very common question, my friend, but a great question. I love it. So love it. Oh, hello, paranormal brew. Oh, I love seeing all these peeps on. It makes me so happy. I love it. I love it. Okay. All righty. Let me see here. Let's see. We'll grab some more questions. Um, let's see. Oh, good question. I love it. Okay. Okay. So, Melissa. Oh, okay. Melissa Nelson said, can someone enter a spiritual awakening right after finishing a very long one? I feel like I have. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Uh, uh, I feel like when that happens, sorry, I just see I'm already starting to hear something again. I feel like when that happens, when you complete one spiritual awakening and then you start another one, if you look at it this way, and this is kind of how I put it in perspective, it's like chapter 5 B, right? So you're chapter 5A and now you're in chapter 5B. So it's the same um, kind of awakening, if you will, in the same chapter, but now we're getting ready to go to this next version of that chapter, if that makes sense. And sometimes these, you know, smaller, you know, versions of that chapter, I guess, if you will, sometimes they can be more intense, or sometimes it's just a quick test to see, all right, are you ready for the next one? So I just say be mindful of it. Prepare yourself for it, whatever it is. And that's really, like I said, just grounding and drinking lots of water, taking care of you, your energy. Get outside in nature. These things, and again, just journal stuff. Write it down. I find that I'm really bad about remembering to journal, so do as I say, not as I do. But journaling is so therapeutic, in my opinion. And you want to write it down. By the way, do not put it in your phone. You can temporarily, but get the energy out. Energy comes in through your non-dominant hand and it exits out your dominant hand. So when you're bringing in energy and you want it to be released, you've got to have a release. Putting it in your phone is not a release. You need to have the physical, action, if you will, the energy of writing it out. So write it out. I know sometimes we're so, um, you know, we're so programmed to just do everything in our phones, which is actually, in my opinion, really sad. So get a piece of paper, go buy a nice looking journal, and whatever one calls you. Sit down in peace and quiet, have, your stones and crystals, burn some sage, I don't care, whatever it is, and just get it all out. Even if it doesn't make freaking sense, get it out. Sometimes my automated writing and my psychography makes zero sense. So it's very therapeutic for sure. Okay. All righty. Let's see here. Very good question. I love it. Okay. All right, you guys, let's see here. All righty. Okay. I'm going to grab the next question, or a question. Oh, I love this question. I love these. You're welcome, Melissa. So Darlene said, what is your favorite thing you like best about being a medium? Oh man, that's like saying, what is your favorite band? Or, what is your favorite, song or your favorite movie, so it's hard to kind of narrow it down. But I really feel that I would say my favorite thing about being a medium and sharing my gifts is to see, I'm going to get choked up. Oh man, I didn't think I was going to get emotional. It's to be able to see a client, if you will, whoever I'm reading for, or their family, and to see the change in their energy, the change in their facial expressions, the change in when they leave my room, and just to feel that, not just to see it, but to feel it. So I think that's my favorite thing is just to be able to, just even if it's a tiny little bit, to help people find some comfort or closure or healing or whatever it may be, or laughter. I had a reading the other day. This gal came and we literally just validated everything she already knew. I never met her first time, and we laughed so hard. This was yesterday, I think, and I thought, man, we both needed it, right? We so needed it. So, but yeah, I would say that's probably, the absolute favorite. One of my favorites, and I know it's going to sound kind of funny in that kind of perspective too, is I always say that I don't care if you believe in what I do. So I don't care. I just want you to listen to whatever messages are being shared. And if it helps you just a tiny bit, then I've done my job. But my favorite kind of, let's see, my favorite, but one of the things I love to see is when I have a skeptic come to an event. And if you've been to one of my events, you'll know exactly what I'm going to say. The skeptics will come, and I don't know who they are. I'll come out and I'll be able to pinpoint them. And I just know I'll feel the energy. And then they, completely don't believe in what I do. It's bullshit to them. It's woo woo. And I just say, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not here to make you a believer. And then when they leave my events with tears in their eyes, with going, what the just happened? I have to say it fills up my cup just a little bit. So I think that's one thing that also is my favorite, is seeing the reaction of the skeptics when they leave. I love it. I love it. And I'll tell you, I've had some pretty tough skeptics. I've had some pretty tough ones, but yeah. So good question. I love it. Thank you, Darlene. Okay, let's see here. let's do some more questions, and then maybe we'll see if we can't get some readings in, right? Okay. All righty, let's see. All righty, let's see. All righty. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm ooh, fireworks going off. Whoops. Okay. All righty. Okay. I love these questions. Let's do this. Okay. All right. We'll do a couple more questions like this and then maybe we'll jump into some readings. But so Ashley, let's see. I'm going to probably just destroy your last name, beautiful. Is it Shaler? Shaler, is that right? It's on my phone, but your pictures are super tiny. And then, of course, your question is tiny, but I don't need glasses unless I have to see far away. But sometimes I'm like, what? It's the joy of getting older, my friends. But Ashley said, I recently started reading tarot cards for people other than myself. Ah, I love it. My friends think I should branch out and read for strangers. How do I get comfortable doing that? Oh, I love this question. Well, for one, congratulations and welcome to the metaphysical world, my friend. So, when at 28 years ago, I was 20, 21, 22. I went and saw a psychic medium, and a lot of you know this story, but in case some who don't, but when I went and saw this psychic medium, she had said to me, why are you not sharing your gifts? Why are you not doing what your soul's purpose is? And I kind of laughed and thought, what the hell are you talking about? And so we had a beautiful reading, and it's kind of a long story, but then she said, and I asked kind of the same question. I said, well, how can I open these? I'm like, what do I do? I don't even know where to start. She said, get you a deck of cards, tarot cards, and then just open yourself up and use the cards to help you to connect. And so I did. I got my first, the Rider Waite tarot deck, very standard one with the little book. And I started doing the same. I would read for people, friends, maybe some family. I didn't know what I was doing. I felt so overwhelmed because I was trying to focus on the meaning of all the dang cards and trying to memorize them. So if you know anything about tarot deck has 78 cards in it, right? And every card has at least two meanings. So it's 156 meanings in a deck. Now, I don't know about you, but I struggle with even trying to remember what I had for breakfast. So, so to try to memorize 156 meanings, and then if you have different spreads, then they mean different things. And it's like, oh my God, it was so much. So I finally thought, you know what, I'm just going to listen to the things I am hearing, I am feeling, I am seeing, and really just started using the cards to help give some guidance or kind of even that's where I'm looking for kind of maybe an outline of what was coming, I guess, if you will. And next thing I know, I realized the cards are actually giving my clients a visual validation of what my gifts were bringing. So anytime I do readings, I tell people we're not going to read the tarot. I'm not going to get the book out. I'm not going to, focus on the meaning of the card verbatim, but I want to see how it validates what I'm hearing, feeling, seeing, and knowing. And once I was able to relax and just trust, which is it's a lot of practice, you know. We're only human, right? It was a lot of validations from people. And that's the one thing I can tell you that you're going to want, Ashley, is validation. So I absolutely agree that you should start to branch out. Do it in a very um, kind of a slow pace. I mean, do it at your pace, I would say. But I say that allow for the universe to bring the people to you. You can even just put it out there and advertise, that's fine, but allow people to come to you because those will be the people that you will need to see or they need to see you. And that's how I really ended up able to quit my job, with the corporate world and now, touring around the world, or around the US now, almost around the world, around the US and doing events, and it just starts to go off and or takes off. And I say it's like a muscle. The more you work at it, the stronger it gets. But you've got to have people validate the things that you are getting. And if you're wrong, which you will be, by the way, you will be wrong. I'm wrong many times, but that's okay. That's the one thing you have got to get over. And you cannot be hard on yourself. I always say that when I interpret something, now I look at people and I'm like, if it doesn't make sense, take it with you. It will later. I promise it'll connect. I am that confident now in my visions and the things I see, hear, feel, know, that I don't even hesitate to try to, make sense of whatever it is that's not connecting. And don't take it so personal, which it is a personal thing, but don't allow that part of taking it personal to hold you back from sharing your gifts, because that is the one thing I struggled with was, oh my God, what if I'm wrong? And then I find out, totally off on one reading, when I first started. And this gal was like, I just don't think that, this is for you. And I thought, oh my God, she's right. Well, I let that affect me for a little moment, but then I realized that um, it wasn't so much that I was completely not right, that it was that her and I just didn't mesh. Our energies weren't good, and that's going to happen as well. So, um, just so how do you get comfortable doing that? You kind of have to do the sink or swim thing, my friend. And just jump in and just don't be afraid. Of swimming in kind of some deep waters. Because I promise you, the more you do it, the more validations you get, the stronger you will become. And you will just go, oh my God, this is really cool. Now, one thing too is try not to focus. Oh, my dry lips so bad. Try not to focus so much on also studying, the different modalities out there. Find the one that fits with you and makes sense. You know, that's one thing too that I think people get so wrapped up in all of the definitions, and so it can get. I mean, I always say once you go down one hole, you go down another and another, and even to this day, I realize the more I know, the more I realize I don't know. So it's one rabbit hole after another. So, so be mindful of that too, my friend. But I would say the most important thing out of all of it, be sure you are protecting your energy. Be sure you are cleansing. Be sure that you are listening to your intuition. And if something doesn't feel right, just, it's not right. Okay. So, yeah, good question. I love it. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I love that too. So Ashley, I want to answer this really quick. So that's a good one too. Is it normal to not remember what I've read for people? I feel like the messages weren't for me, so I don't hold on to them. Oh, 1,000%. One thing I tell people is I will never internalize. I don't want to remember readings. I probably do, I don't know, gosh, probably 15, 20 readings a week outside of events I do. And if I internalized and remembered all my readings, I would be a freaking hot mess, more than I am now. So I'm like, no, I ask my guides to take it. And the reason you're not remembering them, hun, is because you are getting in that beautiful trance state. You're getting into the subconscious, and that's the highest state of consciousness that you possibly can. So your conscious mind does not remember. Thank God, right? You might remember bits and pieces. Like I'll have clients come, they're like, remember when you did a reading for me a year ago? And I'm like, nope, I don't even remember you. Then I feel really bad. And then they'll say, well, you said blah, blah, blah. And I went, oh, okay. Yeah, now I kind of remember now, so it's actually a very good thing. And it's a protective mechanism so that you don't absorb every piece of everybody's shit. So yeah, absolutely. And matter of fact, it's a good thing you don't remember it. That means that you are getting yourself into your highest consciousness as possible, as high as you can, as possible as you can. And the higher you get, the more less likely you'll remember people's stuff. So it's a good thing. It's really good. And yeah, Ashley, so Leanne Carson that is on, Leanne she was one of my students, and I teach classes, and I'm actually getting back into starting some level 1 and level 2. It's just this is my busy time of the year. So if you're interested, I'd be happy to have you as a student and more information on that. But Leanne was a student and just very gifted, and so proud of her because, like she said, she started in a free reading group, told them that she was beginning, so it became like school. And then you just learn from that, right? And you want to make sure that that try to stay in a group or a setting that has no judgment, right? And I would even say challenge yourself. I would say get in a group or take some classes that are one step above your skills or your knowledge. So yeah, but yeah, absolutely. I will definitely let you know about the classes coming up, and would love to have you. 1,000%. I love it. It's pronounced, is it Shaller? Shaller. Okay. I love it. Oh, I love it. Hi, Sarah. Do you guys hear the fireworks? I love it. Okay, I'll do one more question, and then let's go ahead and do some readings. I'll do one more question. So Sadie, hi Sadie. Do you read energies the same way you read spirits? Like for a living person, can you read if someone is good versus bad? Yes, absolutely. And very, very, very good question. So it's a little different, obviously, when you're channeling someone in spirit versus someone here in the physical. But it's fairly the same. So, for instance, if I'm okay, well, for one, let me say I cannot channel souls that are not in a high vibrational energy or frequency. So I will not and cannot channel souls that are in a lower vibrational energy or frequency. And those are usually ones that you wouldn't want to even bring into your space anyways, right? But when I connect with a soul or spirit in a reading, and let's say that a father was very military-like and really harsh, but very astute, I can feel that energy, and I can go, oh my gosh, this man is standing at attention. I could feel he's really rigid, and although I can't see features, and then same as when, so that's with the mind's eye, right? And with clairsentient. Then in a physical sense, the eyes, your actual physical eyes see someone, but that's where the ability with your clairs comes in. And then, when they say don't judge a book by its cover, well, that's where the intuition comes in. And I'll go, oh man, they look like a, F and a-hole. And yet my energy goes, oh, they're good people. They're good, or vice versa, right? They may look really sweet and very nice. And I'm going, oh my gosh, I cannot, nope, So yeah, it's definitely, it's the empath, right? It's the empath in you. So it's really being able to, feel the energy of people, and your immediate intuition kicks in and says, yep, this is good, or no, this is bad. And, and then act accordingly, I guess. But yeah, so absolutely. absolutely. Now, I have been wrong, yes, where I thought someone was a good person, and next thing you know, I'm like, oh man, I really read that one wrong. So, but I think for me, that's the that's part of my shadow work. That's some of my flaws is that, just trusting too soon with some people, giving everybody the benefit of the doubt, before anything, right? Mm. So, yeah, good questions. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Yanette, are your classes, or your class will be in person? No, classes are over Zoom. They're all virtual. So it does not matter where you live, as long as you can join via Zoom, you can be in, or participate in the classes. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good question. Um, Sadie said, I feel that whoops, where'd it go? I feel that with people instantly, so it's interesting to hear. I'm always curious about if it translates, how so far. Oh, for living versus not. Yeah, absolutely. I think our bodies just, um, it's energy. It doesn't matter if it's the energy of a soul that's on the other side or energy of a soul that's here in the physical form, right? So, yeah, no matter what, listen to that intuition. It's just like when I go out and do investigations, paranormal team that I worked with. Um, and oh, speaking of which, squirrel moment, I will be doing my annual Halloween paranormal investigation live, and you guys can join. As many of you look forward to it, and you can submit and ask your questions, and submit your questions to whatever spirits that we're channeling at the time, or you can request certain, of the equipment that we have, um, it's so fun. I can't tell you where we're going to be this year, but more to come. I'll let you know the closer we get to Halloween. So, but yes, it's it's a good question. But when I go out and I do the investigations, like I was saying, um, I same thing. I will walk into a room, and man, there's sometimes I'm like, yeah, no, there's a very dark, energy. There's a portal. There's uh, an entity. There's, whatever it may be. The team I worked with would send me in first and kind of get a feel for the whole area, and then come out and give them um, my interpretations and the things I was getting, and telling them I would put cameras here and I would put this there, and so it's really, I love it. It's definitely one of my fun things and passions I love to do as well. I miss it. I can't wait to do this one coming up. But okay. All righty. Let's see. I was just gonna see if there's anything. Um oh, I love that. Hi, Jackie. I love this question. We're gonna do this one really quick, you guys, and then I think we'll let's do some readings. I love this question. So boy, those fireworks are loud. Jackie says, I'm not sure if my son, who is autistic, has any abilities. He always senses when my energy changes and will always ask if I'm okay. I felt that he can feel certain things. Um, 1000%, my friend. Absolutely. So, the, so children, adults, I mean, doesn't matter. When a person is, autistic, special needs, maybe on the spectrum, any of those beautiful souls that are very unconditional, maybe just don't think like, someone who does not have any kind of disability. And I struggle with that word, by the way, but I really truly feel that those souls are pure souls. They are pure souls. They love unconditionally. They can never and will never be hardened or conditioned by society or others for that matter to to think differently or to not think a certain way, right? So it's beautiful. I've noticed that children, especially children up until about the age of 5, whether they are autistic or on the spectrum, if they're special needs, whatever it may be, but children in general until about the age of 5 are very gifted and intuitive. They can see beyond the veil. And the problem is that the older they get, they start to be conditioned, by, whether it's parents or friends or teachers or society in general. And what happens, they start to quote unquote lose that abilities, those abilities. So when you have a child that is autistic or special needs or on the spectrum, they they don't know any better, which is such a beautiful thing, right? So they are probably the most gifted and most intuitive, more than any of us could ever be. So absolutely, and 1000%, I'm sure that your son has these abilities. And, one of those is being empathic. So, he will feel your energy. He'll feel, what you're going through. And you won't have to say anything. And you walk in and they'll know right away, that you're having a bad day or that you've had a great day or you're sad or whatever it may be. So I always say those souls are here to teach us lessons. So listen to those beautiful souls, because I'll tell you, they are the purest of the purest, So I love it. Absolutely. Without even a doubt on that one, my friend. Absolutely. Okay. All right, you guys. I love these questions. Beautiful. All righty. Let's see here. Okay. I love it. All right, you guys. So should we do some readings? Should we kind of get that flow of energy going and see what comes up? I'm sweating so bad already. Just always my sign of like, oh boy, there's lots of energy shift. I thought I'd wear this sweater because I was freezing in here when I first came in, and now I'm like dying. So I'm gonna pull my hair up too. I'm sweaty. Um, all right, my friends. So if you are interested in having a reading, then what I need from you, and I'm sure if you've been on before, you know the whole spiel, but I need 2 numbers between 1 and 44. And then next to your numbers, I just need to have you put kind of what kind of reading that you're wanting. If you have a very, or if you have a topic that you're wanting to have me focus on, so whether it's health or career, your family, what else is there? Relationships, marriage, whatever it may be. You can put that next to your 2 numbers between 1 and 44. And then if you are wanting a general reading, you can just put general. And with general readings, really what I do is just, sorry, I'm already getting some weird stuff in my dang chest and in my throat. So general will be just whatever I'm drawn to, of whatever direction. So if you're hoping to hear from or channel a loved one that has crossed over, then you can just put spirit. Please don't put, what mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, whatever it may be. So I don't want any given information. I want it to be very organically, channeled. Yeah. My brain just lost everything for a moment there. And then just put spirit on there, and then we'll just kind of see where these go. So again, 2 numbers between 1 and 44, and then what kind of reading you're hoping for. Now, if I choose you, And these are just very random. So I'll make sure you give me two numbers between 1 and 44, because I'm going to be pulling tarot cards according to those numbers. So, and I like to have the two cards. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the cards are just going to give a visual validation of what my gifts are bringing, or my abilities are bringing, and that's it. So, but if the card meshes with you, we'll talk about it. And if you are chosen, I will pin your comment. You'll see it come up, and then we'll start your reading. Now, if you want to come on live, which I love when people come on, I'll pull you on. It's Friday night. It's 9:30 here in Utah. What, 11:30 on the East Coast? Wherever you may be, it's Friday night. Hop on live with me tonight. You don't have to, but if you want to come on live, let me know, and we'll bring you on. And it's just fun because I don't have to wait for your validation, your answer, and it's fun to see your beautiful faces. So you let me know if you're open to coming on live. Okay. All right, my friends. And then make sure that you comment your numbers and your, topic per se. Make sure you comment it just kind of ever so often. Please don't clog up the feed per se, and just keep, putting, comment after comment after comment. So just randomly, put your stuff out there. Then once I choose somebody, then I just ask that you hold your comments until we're done with that reading, unless we are channeling, a loved one in spirit, and you're going, wow, all of this is connecting with me. I think this might be, for me, or for someone I know, or whatever it may be. Then feel free to pipe up and say, hey, Steph, I this is connecting with with me. So that makes sense. Okay. All right. Beautiful. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and pick our first person. Okay. All righty. Man, my lips are soaking chapped. It's driving me nuts. Okay. And sometimes we end up doing a spirit-led reading, which is just where I'll start already channeling, not knowing quite who it's for, and then we just kind of have to allow spirit to lead and pick, who that the message is for. So, okay, let's see. All right, my friends. Okay. All righty. Let's see. Okay. Sometimes this first one kind of takes me a minute, so bear with me. All right, okay, all right. I think we're gonna have to go. All right, some of you love this. Some of you love this way when this happens. Some of you maybe not so much, but I'm just not being pulled to anyone quite yet. So I am going to, well, just because I feel like we need to go spirit led. So give me a moment, you guys, and I'm gonna just kind of see if I can channel and pick up any validations. Now, as I kind of start, spitting out all this stuff that I'm getting, if you connect with it, please feel free to comment and let me know. And you can even just very kind of vaguely validate why, if that makes sense. So, all right, give me 1 second here, you guys. Okay. All right, so I have to tell you, and I know it's going to sound really weird as I explain what's happening in my brain, but so earlier today, well, a lot of you may know that I suffer with having autoimmune deficiencies, and I had a really bad flare up today. And this morning when I woke up, and the weather is supposed to be kind of poopy this weekend. Tomorrow is supposed to it's supposed to snow in the mountains this weekend, from what I heard. But so the weather's dropped. That's when I start to flare. The stress, in the world, stress causes flares, and but when I woke up, it was different. It was a flare up, but yet I felt like there was also a presence that my body was starting to respond to how the person passed. So, and the only reason I'm bringing this up again is because it's coming again. And then I was walking down my stairs, and we have two mini schnauzers, and our puppy, she's almost two, but Pixie got under my feet, and I totally just tripped and biffed it down the stairs, and seriously thought that I broke my ankle. Like, my God, what in the hell? I'm like, I'm going to put a big old bubble around me, and I'm not going to leave. Um, so there, the reason I'm bringing this up is because um, I need to mention that the soul that I'm already trying to channel, there's a very strong feeling that their presence and was with me today, even to the point of where when I fell down the stairs, I know it sounds really weird, but um, there's a common connection with this soul of doing the same. So, no, go with me here. Sometimes the visions are bizarre. So I always say everything happens for a reason. As much as I don't want to biff it down the stairs, but I also felt like my legs got very weak. And I'm pretty sure Pixie got underneath, but I did. I kind of took a tumble, but which I'm okay. But I also feel like that the person trying to come through, and I'm going to try to very much connect with if this is male or female right now. I'm not too sure, but also had a pretty nasty spill, and very well could have been what caused their passing. So, whether it was head injury or even, problems with, hips or knees, something happened that caused them, the fall caused or contributed to their passing, if that makes sense. So give me a moment, and I will do my best to get more. Um, okay. 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 Um, so um, if you guys have followed me, how I describe energy when my body responds to letting me know if this is male or female. But I'll say it again. Your right side is your divine masculine. Your left is your divine feminine. And so anytime I start to channel, if my left side gets goosies or gets, the chicken bumps, it's most likely a female soul or a female energy, right? And then right would be male. So I have goosebumps down my left arm, all down my left leg. So I have a very strong female. And again, there's a connection with her passing of having fallen down the stairs. And that even that fall um, contributed to issues that caused her passing. If doesn't mean that that is how she passed, but that contributed. So, so very much, very older grandma or older mom. I would even say that her age, I would say, in the range of 60 to 80. I mean, it's like it's about that range of where um, if it's mom or even a grandmother. So um, I kept getting, I also kept getting very interesting enough, I kept getting number 87. So for you guys that aren't familiar with numbers, but 87 would be like August 7th as a significant date, the age of 87. Now that would be the age that she would have passed, or maybe she would have been this year. Um, I don't feel this. Now, this could be where she's wanting to validate someone who is on that was born in 87. This is kind of how they do this. So um, I do feel that that yeah, this is boy, it's so crazy how um, what I felt earlier is coming up again. So again, if you're connecting with the um, older female mother, grandmother. I, it doesn't even have to be grandmother, mother, but this connection where her passing, um, she had issues with a fall down the stairs, hit the head, maybe hip problems, knee problems, but that ended up contributing to her passing, or the symptoms of it did. So also, okay, boy, now I'm getting a whole lot at once. Hang on. Um, okay. Um, there is very much, let's see. Oh, I just realized you guys had comments coming in. Gosh, come on, phone. Get little short arms. Let's see. All right, Jackie, both of my husbands born in 87. Oh, son of a gun. Regina, my Nana fell and hit her head. My son was born in 87. Okay. Okay, all right. Hang in there with me, ladies. Hang on. I heard a name, and it was like Marlin or Marlene. So Marlin or Marlene, very much um M M-A ending in N, two syllable, right? So Marlene, Marlin, two syllables though. Marlene, Marlin, Marvin. I'm trying to think of where names are really hard to hear at times. So, and let's see. Ariella said my mom had surgery from falling down the stairs. Um, oh, oh my gosh, Ariella. So Ariella said my mom had surgery from falling down the stairs. She ended up in a nursing home after the surgery and passed there. She was 67. Oh my gosh, hon. Okay, hang on. April, I went down today as well, slept for a couple, didn't make I had, oh no, my mother-in-law broke her hip and that led to her passing this year. She was 93. She immediately went to live with till she passed. Okay, looks like we got a couple people. Maybe Regina said Mary was your Nana's name. Um, April said Carolyn. And Regina said, "Oh, that's right, Regina. Your son Martin was, yeah, that's right. I forgot. That's right, Regina. I forgot your son's name is Martin." Okay. All right. Well, we got a few of you that might be connecting. So, okay, beautiful. All right, hang with me here. I want to definitely get more um, of who this is, and there's such an emphasis on the why, which of course the why, I say is their why is to be here just to let you know that they are, that they're okay, that they're at peace, they're with you, whatever their why may be. But it's more than that. It's more of a why of like um, for instance, and hypothetically, there's an event coming up, there's a family party coming up, there's a very big decision coming up, and then, they'll come in and say, well, I'm really here because, boy, they really need me more than ever. So let's see, Brittany, my grandma's name was Martine. Um, And she did have a lot of pain everywhere. Okay. Um, and then, oh, Regina, coming up on 1 year for her too. Regina, I cannot believe it's been almost 1 year since your husband passed, hun. Has it really been that long? It's already been almost a year. This is really interesting, hun. Um, wow. Okay. Jen said my grandma passed from a fall. My sister was born in 87. Her husband is currently in the hospital with severe burn injuries. Holy crap, Jen. Your grandma. Okay. Wow. Okay. Um, Hang with me, Jen. Let's see. And let's see. Oh, let's see. Okay. Oh, Cassie, my mom had many schnauzers before she passed. She would fall. Falls were not a contributing factor to her passing. She did, however, have ankle issues. Oh, and so Cass, do you have a party this weekend? I just saw Sadie said, and the party this weekend. Do you have a celebration too? Well, you guys all are connecting, but Jen, okay, so Jen, I might be with you, but I feel like we might have the good old piggybacking where we've got a few coming in. So I got immediate chills, Jen, with your connection, and then also with Cassie's, and then Regina, also with your husband. I literally, let's see, my son's I was talking. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Um, Sadie, you have your bachelorette party this weekend? Girl, where's my invite? I'm just kidding. That's congratulations, son. That's awesome. I love it. Well, you ladies be very careful. So her mom is your stepmom. Okay, that's right. I know I've met you guys, and there's no way I'm gonna remember how this all connects. So that is so awesome. Okay, well, this might even be so this if this would be Cassie, this would be your mom, is that right? Or did you say mom? I think I heard you say okay. And then Jen's grandma actually passed from a fall, sister in 87, and her husband is in the hospital with severe burn injuries. Holy shit, Jen. Okay. All right, ladies, everybody hang with me here because boy, I have got the whole room just changed. Okay, hang on. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Um, let's see. Okay, her name's okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense, Jackie. That's why you were feeling hot and burns from a fire. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, okay, so Jen, if you want to, if you're open to coming on live, hun, let me know, but you do not have to. Um, but I, um, Jen, were you hoping to hear from grandma or hoping to get some advice or help for your sister, um, for, to help her husband, I guess your brother-in-law, right? Was that kind of the hope tonight or intention? Because remember when I said that she said, "There's a reason I am here. There was an event, something just happened or something is happening," right? And that's where I'm going, "Oh my gosh," even just this unfortunate, incident with having severe burns, it's like I'm here more than just to say I am with you. I'm here. So there's such a strong feeling of I needed to be here. So, um, and then I also kept hearing a name like Matt, Matt, Matt or Max, Matt or Max. Um, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's no other. It's Matt or Max. Being the T's and X. Um, very one syllable, Matt or Max. So, um, but Jen said, yes, we don't know how he survived or why. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, my friend. Okay. Well, I have a strong feeling that that is why your grandmother very well could be here. So, um, and it's just interesting too that I feel like I've got uh, maybe a few others because the fact of even with Cass, with the schnauzers, with with your mom, but also with this event. But when I took that fall down the stairs, um, it was like there was just more to it. I don't know how else to put it. So, and as much as I say, well, I don't want spirit to, get my attention that way, but it was like almost like she had to get my attention that way. And matter of fact, I had to reschedule a reading because I thought there's no way that I'm going to be able to do this reading if I am, having this much pain. It was like, and it was so weird because it was in my ankle, when you twist your ankle, but I was also getting a lot of pain in my right hip. So, and I mean, I have hip pain, but not like what this was. So almost like my hip popped out of place. So even can be their way of validating that hip problems or hip, surgery or whatever it may be. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. But again, like I said, there's some connection with Matt or Max. Um, and I can Mac, something like that, MA and then a very strong T or C. So um and okay, hang on. Hmm, okay. Um, so Jen, with your brother-in-law, um, with his with his with this burn that he had, um, um, what's interesting is I feel like it goes from my legs, my feet, and goes up. Um, so I don't know how else to put this, but like my feet are really hot, and then it almost travels up. That's the best way I can put it. So even if he had some kind of accelerant um, or stepped into something, there's something about the fact that it starts at my feet and moves up. So um, but Sadie, what was the name you thought? So Matt or Max, I was hearing you said you have an uncle, but he's living. And then the other one I kept hearing was that MAR, like Marlene or Marvin, or Martin, like we were talking about um, with Regina, Marlene. Um, it was, very, very strong MAR, but ending in an N, if that makes sense. Um, and, but sorry, boy, I'm hearing a whole lot. I'm gonna write a few more things down here. Okay. Um, what I find is interesting, oh, Jen said he tripped and fell into a campfire. Um, only his neck and head got burned. Okay. Um, okay. So um, even the fact of maybe tripping where I'm at my feet, but then I go straight up to the head, it could very well be where I'm trying to interpret this the best way. Um, but I know without a doubt this has got to be your grandmother, which I find is very interesting because this is your grandmother, but your grandmother coming in to, you know, connect with, I guess, if you will, your brother in law. But they'll do that a lot, especially wanting to give your sister some peace and comfort or some answers, right? So it doesn't surprise me. And Regina said, son had bad neuropathy in his feet, constant. That's what I'm like, my feet are on fire. Isn't neuropathy, doesn't that feel like your feet when you have neuropathy? Isn't it where you feel very warm? Um, I know it can cause a lot of the tingling, right? But let's see. Brittany said, my grandma used to watch her granddaughter, great granddaughter, and called her Max. Oh, that's so cute. That's kind of like what I hear, like Max or Mags. Yeah. Um, we got all these grandmas coming in, but then we got like Regina's, husband or son popping in too. That's where it's like all these crazy connections. Let me let me get some more as I'm getting more. Um, uh, um, mm, 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 mm. Jen, Jen, what is your brother-in-law's name, hun? Your sister's husband. I man, I'm struggling with names tonight, but I've got like C, one syllable C or K. Chris, I lost it. C or K. So let me know. Sometimes when I'm able to get their names, it's a little bit stronger too. But I'm going to tell you one thing that I really feel right offhand, for you, Jen, and maybe this will help to share with your sister. And also, if you want to share with your brother-in-law. Um, let's see, Nick. Okay. Oh, Michelle is just okay. Hang on. You just said uh thought I wrote that down, but I didn't earlier. Okay, so Nick. Okay. Your grandma, yeah, I literally just heard that what saved Nick was his um the okay, I'll put this in the best way I can. When, and this might be a really bad analogy, so please forgive me. But when someone is in a car accident and if they have been drinking, even if they're a passenger and if they've been drinking and then they get in a bad car accident, they're likely to be the ones that have the less amount of any kind of injuries, right? Because their body is very kind of relaxed, if that makes sense. And that's how I feel that your grandma is coming in and saying, this is why Nick is okay, because even at that time, he was, because he was maybe intoxicated or had something in his system at the time, um, there that even ironically is what has saved him. And the reason for that too is because there's an emphasis on his blood pressure having been lower than it normally would be. And that is what also helped him to be able to um, survive the pain or bleeding, whatever it may be. I mean, I'm not a doctor, and I'm just trying to interpret the way this is coming in the best I can. But that's how the vision's coming in, is that because of his state at the time of the burn and whatever was in his system, um, may very well have been why he survived. And there's also kind of a caveat to that, though, is that that very well is the reason why he ended up getting burned, if that makes sense, right? So it's kind of that double-edged sword, kind of feeling. So I just noticed, sorry guys, I just noticed. Oh, Ariella said, I also have a sister named Mary. One is Carol. Um, oh, Chris is Martin's son. Oh, oh my goodness. Um, Okay. Well, Regina, I have a strong feeling that we very well have your oh, I just saw we were going to Disney in October and taking the Martins with us. Oh my gosh, I love this. You guys, I think we've just got so many coming in that are all just, like I said, they'll do that dang piggybacking. So this is beautiful. And let's see here. I'm going back through some comments, you guys. I realized that there was one that, bear with me here, sorry. Yeah, I think, Regina, without a doubt, I feel like we very well have, if not your son and your father, or I mean your husband, but also we have these beautiful women that are here as well. So Jen said he's a functioning alcoholic and his BAC would, okay. Well, that you just gave me goosebumps everywhere, my friend. That I'm going to put that comment there. Um, so do you see the irony where, the irony is that his being drunk, right, having the alcohol in his system saved him, but yet the alcohol is what got him in that situation. And where this is the double-edged sort of lessons. And it's also one of those things where I feel personally, it's like, well, um, why did he survive? Well, obviously, and I truly feel that when someone, should have died in whatever situation it is, car accident, severe burns, a severe heart attack, whatever it may be, that they have purpose. They are given a second chance, a third chance, whatever it may be. But I really feel the biggest message, my friend, without a doubt, Jen, is I feel coming from your grandmother. This is why your grandma, man, I've got chills, and her energy is really high right now. The reason she is here is because of the fact that, I mean, 87 is your sister's birth year. She knew that you would connect with that. She knew that you would connect with the fall. And so your grandma did a very great job of getting my attention earlier, although it hurt like a son of a bitch, but she got my attention. And then for her to say, no, I'm here for a reason. Well, the reason, without a doubt, Jen, coming from grandma, is that this is the last time. This is his wake up call. And again, it's the irony of that if you weren't drunk, if you didn't have the alcohol in your system, you may not have survived. But we're here because of it, right? So it's where it's like you're given a second chance. And I'm trying to put this in the best way I can, he's going to have a very painful journey ahead of him. And the constant reminder is going to be the fact that he was intoxicated, right? But it's also where he's going to be tested by the universe, by God, whoever he feels, his maker is. And the test will be, um, that even as painful and as difficult as the journey is going to be ahead of you, that um, you're now being gifted with this last opportunity, and that it's not going to be easy because I've given you many. So now this is it. And a lot of that with that, and it makes sense why your grandmother, is here, not just for, your sister, but for you, because I feel like, as your grandma's saying, your sister really, as I, without even hesitation, there's a sense of her loving and respecting you, may listen to you. Um, Now, will brother-in-law, that's a whole other story, but your grandma knows too that maybe even her words are going to be very impactful for your sister. So, sharing this reading, sharing the fact that she was very strong coming in and validating all of these things that connected with her, even down to the year your sister was born, and the fact that I just felt like I was on fire, and having to, I'm sweating. It's like all these things will happen. And Let's see here. Let me write. I just heard something else. Um, I got it. Okay, I got it. Jen said exactly. Let's see. I'm gonna put this. Okay, exactly. His prognosis is not good, and he won't a quality of life if he survives. Oh my gosh, my friend. And that's where it's breaks my heart. It's so unfortunate, right? And you know, I always say that there isn't one person, um, in the physical realm, for that matter, that can predict end of life, or if someone is going to survive through something like this. Um, And if you ever, and I cannot emphasize this, and if you ever go and see a medium and they predict end of life for somebody, I just suggest that you leave. It's just because we're not given these gifts and abilities to cheat life, and that is cheating life. And but with that same respect, we can give you a heads up, kind of a preparation, I guess, if you will, or saying, it's time for you to start, getting things in order. But with him, with your brother-in-law, there is, um, it really is it's going to test. I mean, I'm sure everybody, and I'm so sorry this has happened. It's going to test everybody involved. But it's also going to bring a lot of people and all of you together stronger, and open up, maybe even more so, Nick's eyes to the fact that he that life is precious, right? And now he's got this next, and last opportunity. It's going to test him to the fullest. I just intuitively feel, because I see this journey happening. So to me, that validates that. Oops, I'm knocking shit over. That validates that he will, survive and get through this, but it's going to be a very, very difficult journey. So, but one thing your grandma is so adamant about is that you girls know that she is, more than anything, your you know, I wouldn't say guardian angel. I mean, I'm very careful with using that term, but very well a spirit guide, but someone that is there to help guide you and your sister, through, these next, months, years of some difficult times. So listen to the little voices that you get, right? That's without a doubt will be her, and helping you to help your sister, and the two of you are really going to see that relationship, your connection, get even stronger. So um, don't take advantage of, um, this. This is, I'm sorry, ooh, I'm repeating what I'm hearing. This is not for you. This is for your brother-in-law. don't take advantage of this opportunity to fulfill your purpose. We're giving you this last moment, right? This last chance. So, and I'll tell you, I think that sometimes it- and well, I really feel if we are not mindful of the fact in our lives of being grateful and feeling blessed for certain things and not taking advantage of time and are taking advantage of or taking for granted, the time, then the universe or God or whoever will test you and will say, well, now you didn't listen, so now I'm going to make you listen, right? So I thought I had channeled your grandma before, Jen. I felt like this lady felt very familiar, but I could not 100% put my finger on it. So, which makes even more sense why she was trying to get my attention earlier, and then and knowing that we would validate it was her by bringing up the fact that she also fell down the stairs. So I just thought that was such an interesting way to validate who she was and to get my damn attention. Thank goodness, that, that I'm okay. But without a doubt, I know why she did because she knew tonight was going to happen and knew that you would be on and knew your sister and, of course, brother in law needed to get this message. So, please share this, pass this along, and just be there for your sister, babe, because you guys will definitely feed off of each other's strengths, and I'm sure she's going to need it. 1,000%. So, but I will definitely be thinking about you and her and Nick, and send you guys, all my love and light, strength, healing energy, and hope that this road is as successful as I see it coming, right? So, see you. Yep. I love that. Jen said, you said she was very persistent. Well, and that makes sense of how she was today, too. She's like, you're not listening to me, so I'm going to make you fall down these dang stairs. But then again, animals respond to energy. So my, little schnauzer, very well may have been responding and reacting to her energy and got right under my feet. Right. So, yeah. So, it's so crazy how it all works. Um, but yes, absolutely. Oh, you're welcome, honey. You're so welcome. And I just, sending you all the best, and sending you all that good love and light, babe. Um, so, and I have, sorry, my friends, hang on. I have got, uh, um, my lips are so chapped. I, um, I have heard that, and I'm sure there's probably a really dumb thing to say, but, um, I have heard that, to heal from a serious burn is probably one of the most painful recoveries that anyone can possibly, go through. So just awful, I'm sure. So, oh, dang it, dang it, dang it. All right, you guys. So I want to also say what I was going to say earlier. I thought this was really interesting. So for those who I felt that their loved ones were also here. So Regina, your husband, and or your son, and then also even Ariella, your mom. Sorry, guys, I hate chapped lips. And then also let's see. So Sadie's, yep, Sadie's stepmom, Cassie's mom. There is also, um, Jen said he has 6-degree burns. Oh my gosh. I mean, okay, just to survive through that, you've got to know that you've got purpose. You've got more to do during this lifetime, right? Oh my gosh, my friend, how much had they given like a percentage, of they'll say like 30% or 20% or whatever. I just I can't even imagine even in that area of your neck and your head either. No, that breaks my heart. Um, well, I pray for you, hon. I will be praying for you and sending that good energy. Um, so for the ladies on the other side, I was mentioning that we've got, so Regina, your husband or your son or both for that matter, but then also these mothers and whatnot that are, stepmoms that are here. There's a common connection that that connects also with Jen's brother-in-law, Nick, of struggling with whether it's addiction, whether it's drugs, alcohol, but also where um, there's a common um, even struggle with mental illness too. So it's like, and that's what happens, these souls will come in and they'll piggyback off each other because they share a lot of the same energy or how they passed. And so you've got Nick, I'm sorry, not Nick, grandma, who is here but wanting to connect with Nick, who has a second chance, right? And then we've got the souls on the other side who connect with Nick, but they're coming in because they also want to help contribute to the message of because they can relate, if that makes sense. So and Regina said, yep, hubby's alcohol. Okay. See, Regina, your husband is here, my friend. I have no doubt that your hubby is here. Um, Hang on one second. The fact that I heard his name, the fact that I heard the Chris name, and that is his son, I mean, there's no doubt, babe. So, and I love you're going to Disneyland to, um, and taking, I love you said the Martins with us. I love that. Disneyland during Halloween, I heard is so fun. Regina, you have chills. Girl, I have chills. Oh, my husband was an alcoholic and had a mental illness. Okay. See, it's so crazy how this all comes together. And so very much I feel we've got your hubby here, hon. And I know you have been waiting um for a while. I know that, you've been waiting to hear as you've jumped on my lives and it just wasn't the right time. And you said he just gave me a sign tonight. Oh, I love it. I love it. Um, is the sign that he gave you? Uh, he's so there's such a feeling coming from him that in order to get your attention to see the signs, he has to do some pretty significant things, just like Jen's grandma, coming in and causing me to trip down the stairs. But for your husband, it's, very, very in your face sign. So, the lights flickering. Even I'm hearing volume going up. That's really weird. Almost the sense that, when you're sitting and the volume on your TV goes up, you know, or something. It's like if you're not seeing it, he's going to make you hear it, if that makes sense. So this is very well his way of just wanting to get your attention in every way he possibly can. um, now, okay, let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I love that. Heart-shaped things. in chips or rocks. Oh, I love that. I love when people see heart-shaped things in, the clouds or, in rocks or like in a potato chip, right? And I love when people are mindful of it and they go, this is my loved one, and you can't. I mean, some people might think, it sounds ridiculous or that they're reaching for something. And I just say it's, it is them. It is them. So I love that. Well, it must have been like literally in your face. So you must have been eating potato chips and he's like in your face. Cause like I told you, like right in your face. So, um, and Cass, okay. So, here's where I know that we've got Cass's mom here because, as Cass just said, my mother was also an alcoholic. So, do you see how it's just, it's even like when I do events or parties and, you know, I will have people pull cards, if it's a small group, reading, party, whatnot, or if it's a big event, I always say like energy is drawn to like energy. So the same goes with spirits, that same energy, you'll find that you have synchronicities. And here are the synchronicities with, um, with grandma coming in for Jen to talk about, Nick here in the physical. And then we've got the loved ones on the other side who connect with all the other validations who struggled with the same things that Nick is, in a sense, struggling with here in the physical, right? So, and then Cass said that is what she passed away from. Okay, and Cassie, we've channeled your mom before, right? I vaguely, I think I remember only because your mom's energy feels very familiar. I know I have connected with Regina's husband before. It's just a lot of very familiar souls, which I love that. Like it's just a very I don't want to say old feeling, but it's like I know these energies, right? Cass said, yes, you have. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, even Cass um, with the Schnauzer connection, with I think I saw someone said, or I think Sadie said that you had picked the numbers 8 and 7. I didn't even see your numbers, and they mentioned 87, but now I need to talk about the number 15. So 1 5. So if it's for the 15th of the month, January 5th, um, 2015, 15 years ago, right? You guys kind of know how this works. The 15 came up, and again, we're using a little bit of numerology and math. So for Regina, Cassie, anyone else for that matter that connects with that 15 with the possible other loved ones that are trying to come in. So Regina, May 1st is Marty's birthday. Oh, I love this. Man, there's that good old uh, reverse, I call it um, psychic dyslexia. So instead of, January 5th, it'd be May 1st. So I love it. Oh my gosh, my friend. And then Jerica just said, my brother passed on the 15th. And Jerica, did your brother have a struggle with also addiction, whether, alcohol, drugs, and it didn't have to contribute to passing, but just because we have such a common synchronicity, there's so many tonight, it's unbelievable. So Regina, this very well now is your son coming in with your husband. How crazy! This is so amazing. Jerica said he loved to drink, and Regina said I had his candle burn all day today. Oh, I love it. I love it. And let's see. Oh, wow. I love it. Now, hang on one second here. Okay. uh, okay, bear with me here for a minute. Go with me. What I'm about to say is not, I'm not tasting this because it was necessarily your loved one in spirit's favorite food, but it's like they're wanting to validate that you are eating this right now or you just did. And I know that this is a common food, but I am tasting like pepperoni pizza. I have got there's I need to emphasize pizza. I can smell it. And no, I'm not hungry. No, I don't have pizza in the house. But I also like have to joke about the fact that you put something else on it that's kind of weird. So, and I guess everybody's interpretation of weird might be different. But like for me, I love, pineapple on pizza, but they might be like, oh my God, that's the most disgusting thing. But you would do, pineapple and pepperoni, right? It's like you put something different on the pizza or you do pepperoni and anchovies. I mean, just kind of an example, but I'm literally tasting and smelled like pizza all of a sudden. Um, unless it's unless you happen to eat pepperoni. How weird is that? But Jerica said my daughter and niece are eating gummy pizza candy right now. Are you serious? Oh my God, I freaking love that. I love that. That's and then Sadie's like, I had that for dinner. Can't make that. That's what I'm saying. Now, do you see the synchronicities too? Those gummy pizzas crack me up. My daughter loves them too. I think they're so gross, by the way. But some of the gummy stuff's pretty good, but she'll eat the sushi one too, and all the weird gummy shit. But I love it. Well, why is there and maybe the weird thing for Jerica, for you, maybe the weird thing is the fact that it's a gummy, and that might be why I feel like there's something weird. Um, and then, Cass, you had pepperoni pizza for lunch. Are you kidding me? I love this. Um, oh, I love it. Jerica said they are gross. Their favorite food has always been pizza. That's so awesome. Um, and then, Cass, you put jalapenos on your pepperoni pizza. Oh, girl, no, no. I love it. So pretty cool. Cool validations, right? I'm like, why is the pizza so different? Why is it weird? Well, the gummy pizza stuff definitely can be one of those, kind of weird way of putting it, but oh, I could never do jalapenos and I have a very sensitive palate. I like ketchup is spicy to me, so yes, it's sad. It's sad, but it's part of having hypothyroid. You get this, it's like geographic tongue or something, and it's so sensitive. It really sucks. So um, let's see. Um, oh, I love it. Leon, you had pizza dipped. Oh, I love pizza and ranch, though. You're making me hungry. Sadie, funny you say pineapple because we made that flavor of jello while we were eating. Oh my gosh. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, why am I seeing like pineapple would be, I mean, that's my favorite, but some people think pineapple on pizza is so wrong, but I think it's delicious. But um I absolutely, Regina, I am absolutely so happy, hun, that um yeah, that father and son are together. 1,000%. And I have to tell you, Regina, when you were getting itchy all of a sudden, what the heck is going on? I'm itching all of a sudden. Um, oh, the vision I had when you mentioned Disneyland earlier, and I know you're going around Halloween time or in October, um, but um, there was such a strong vision come in that, and maybe this was like or maybe I don't know. I'll just tell you what I'm seeing, and hopefully you interpret it. You interpret it the way you want. But um, if you guys have ever been to Disneyland, they have you can buy all these different treats, right? You name it, you can buy it. Different kind of ice creams and cookies, and all sorts of snacks and whatnot. And I was seeing. So they have these. kind of ice creams that are shaped like Mickey Mouse. But the one I saw was shaped like Mickey Mouse, but it was the pumpkin. Have you guys ever seen the pumpkin Mickey Mouse? So I don't know why I'm seeing that. If this is like something your favorite thing to get when you guys, if you went to Disneyland, but it's like minute you said Disneyland, I saw that, and it might be like the Rice Krispie treat they put on, a stick, but it's shaped like Mickey Mouse, but in the pumpkin form, if that makes sense. So I know it's very, very clear. So I have to just tell you. So maybe that's something to keep in mind. And I'm so jealous you're going to Disneyland during Halloween. So jealous. I went during Christmas and it was amazing, but I want to go during Halloween. Um, uh, okay. Um, I'm going for all the snacks. I love it. Isn't that like it's like when you go to the state fair, right? You have to go and get some deep fried whatever, when you go to the state fair. It's the same as Disneyland. You got to go for the snacks. Um, your husband, I just heard, I don't know if it's hubby or your son, but I heard I need to tell you to stay away from the backpacks. And the vision I got, my cute niece collects the Disneyland or the Disney backpacks. They're cute little smaller ones that have all sorts of different designs. I think JC got one when we went to Disneyland for Christmas a couple years ago. But I need to tell you to stay away from the backpacks, not snacks, even though those rhyme, but it's like the backpacks or some kind of bag that you are obsessed with. I don't, so I'm supposed to kind of in a joking way tell you to stay away from them. So if it's an obsession or whatever it may be, um, I freaking love it. And mm, okay. Um, boy, I just had okay. I kind of just had a shift in the energy in the room. Um, almost like I've got a new soul trying to step in. Um, and I just heard the name Alice or Alex. Alice or Alex. Um, very clearly. Alex or Alice. So um, yeah, let me know if you connect with that. And oh, Jackie said the lounge fly backpacks. What the hell's lounge fly? Regina said my son, he would always yell at me because I couldn't find my keys in my backpack. That sounds like something I would do. Um, Sadie said, Steph, my party theme is till death do us part. At dinner, we had pizza made, pineapple jello, and we were decorating party favors and snacks like flavored popcorn and sweets with skeletons. Could be interpreted like Halloween, absolutely, in theme of the party. Oh, I love that. So you were doing all of this today, Sadie? Were you were doing all of this stuff getting ready for your party tomorrow? Um, so yeah, you had a dinner, you had pizza with the pineapple jello that all connects. You were decorating party favors and the snacks, like we talked about all the snacks. Um, and sweets with skeletons. I love that. Absolutely, I love it. Very Halloween. Oh, 1,000% that makes sense, hon. I love it. Um, oh, they're the brand. Okay. I guess I am not in the loop, you guys. Sorry, I didn't know what their names were. Gotcha. Yeah, those backpacks, I know they're not cheap, and some people are like obsessed with them. I think they're super cute, but they're kind of a little pricey, but everybody has their own, right? But did I don't know if I missed it. Did anyone connect with um, that Alice or Alex that I just heard come in? And it was a very strange, different shift that the energy that happened to change. So um, I'm going to put that to the side until we see who connects with it. But um, I want to say too that um, okay. Um, let's see. Oh, Ariella, your middle name is Alice? I did not know that, my beautiful friend. Well, this very well is your mom still here. Because but the energy changed, and I feel like that, um, not that it was, not that it's bad, it's just, there's a different feel. I don't know how else to put it. So I'm going to see if I can't get more of what that is. And so, um, and, oh, wow. Okay. Hang on. I just heard, um, okay. Um, yeah, I lost him. Hang on. Ah, yeah. My eye. I, yeah, it is. And I'm one of you is okay. One of you on here has got like you suffer with either like eczema or like psoriasis or something. And I'm getting the sense that that even whoever's on the other side trying to come in is again validating the fact that they're wanting to connect with um, whoever is on that has reminds me. My daughter had really bad eczema, and she would get it right here in this part of your arm, the crease right here in your arm. She'd get it so bad and would just dig. So there's an emphasis on that, maybe even validating who maybe who on the other side suffered from having that kind of condition, or you do. So, but also they they keep mentioning that they're it's like I'm messing with you, and it's where um, okay, Cassie, your mom had it and you and your kids have it. Oh, good Lord. I'm like, I love when your loved ones come in and they'll validate things, and they'll make my body feel certain ways, or, as much as I hate to feel pain or discomfort, for a brief moment, but it helps us validate who they are. But I'm like, all right, let's validate it so it'll go away because this is driving me nuts. But then also, I mean, I know eczema can be very, you know, common, I guess. So, um, and Leanne, you're having a bad flare too. So crazy. Let's see. Madison, is this someone new or someone that's connecting to the last group of people? I've had two allergic reactions and have terrible eyes. No, that's what I'm saying. This is like a new soul. The whole energy shifted. And I mean, it very well can be again a synchronicity, but it's really also a very different energy change. So um, it's crazy. I don't know how else to put it. So um, right, Sadie? Yeah, she's like, instead of just giving you more, I'm going to make your skin itch like no other. Um, Christine said my mom had psoriasis. My dad did too, really bad. My dad had it so bad on his legs too. Um, so, but now and now it's going away. It's so bizarre. But I need to mention that they keep showing me, and I'm hearing that they love to knock on your wall. They love to knock on the wall. So it's where you, and I'm not talking about just one time it happened. I mean, they love to fuck with you, excuse my mouth, and they love to just knock on the wall, and we can't even figure it out. Matter of fact, they're showing me and laughing about the fact that you even thought maybe you had a mice or you had something behind the wall, or you had plumbing issues, and we maybe even dug into it to see and we couldn't find anything. And now it's like they're laughing about the fact that they love to do this stuff. So whoever this connects with, when it happens again, now I'm not saying don't have it looked at, because good Lord, if you had some kind of like plumbing leak, I'd feel really bad, or like serious infestation of mice, then I would feel bad. But it's like they're just validating this is them. So just kind of keep that in mind too. Um, Cassie, my kids have eczema. I have. Yep, I do too, Cassie. I have the psoriasis type in my scalp, to where sometimes it gets so bad. My daughter JC has it too, and it's like, so gross and TMI, but it's like chunks of skin. It's so gross, and I hate it. I hate it so bad. Um, oh, Christina, my sister had skin burns from her radiation. Oh my gosh, I have heard that radiation skin burns are really very painful. And then, I mean, here we go. Ironically, again, we were just talking about Jen's brother-in-law being burned, and having the painful skin condition burns, Um, but it's so crazy, so crazy. Um, oh, Sadie, you sweet girl. Um, I know, but you know what I love? So, let's see. Leanne, you had knocking on the wall, but you knew what it was. Yeah. Um, and I know it's so hard when our loved ones, especially moms, are not here for, very special moments like weddings, bachelorette parties, right? Bridal showers, new babies, things like that. And, it sucks, right? It sucks. And I get it, hon. I get it. And this is why I love that, like I was saying earlier, that when when I was feeling these souls coming, I'm like, no, they are here because of a reason, not just to be here, but there's like an event coming up or something just happened. And this is why Jen's grandma coming in and connecting with, the message for Nick because of his recent unfortunate accident. And then now we've got Sadie, your stepmom, coming in. And the fact that you and Cassie are on tonight, and you've got this party, your bachelorette party, everything's aligning. This is just your stepmom's way, and your mom, Cassie, of validating that her soul has been with you guys. I mean, always, but so strong and so intense. I mean, over the last, even just today, if you want to, but will be tomorrow. So when you guys, when you go and, you know, um, party it up, with your bachelorette party. Always, be safe, make good choices. I literally just heard that. I don't know that if your mom said that, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I literally just heard make good choices. Um, but she'll be there. She will be there. And you mark my words, you watch for the signs. It'll be the weirdest shit half the time, but even the stuff we're getting tonight, you may very well see some repeat, connections. So I love it. Let's see. Rachel said, my old house before I sold it, I constantly thought I had mice or something. Let me put your thing on the stage here, because you're commenting on YouTube. Because of the sound of my walls, but nothing. Then again, the walls are thin. So no, I'm telling you, they will, they'll mess with you. Their energy will love to, we've talked about this before. The lights will flicker, volume on your TV will go up for no reason. the smoke detectors. Sometimes those things will go off for no reason, or they'll start to beep and you think it's a battery, but the battery's fine. This is just their high energy messing with your shit. It's hilarious, but sometimes it can be really annoying too, right? So Sadie said, I hear random knocks, but I always think it's a hammer or something that is outside. I don't know if that's coincidence or girl, there's no coincidences in life. You know this. No coincidences. So absolutely, it is another validation from your mom, from your stepmom. Absolutely. Um, I love that. Jackie said we just had my son's birthday on August 31st too. See, I love it. All of these, connections of all these, like I said, they're here because we just had these events that just happened, right? Um, I love it. I absolutely love, and I do too, Sadie. I love that you and Cassie are here, for this sweet, just, validation of Mama being here. So, um, I love it. Rachel said, oh, that's that too randomly and at the worst times. Got to the point I had to then replace the fire alarms. Yep, that's what I mean. Yep, you're like, all right. And then our Schnauzer Gypsy, whenever the battery's going low on our smoke detectors and it does that, random high pitched beep. Or chirp, I should say. She'll shake like a leaf. She gets nervous and she'll run and, kind of hide. And it breaks my heart because, I mean, she's just shaking and it's just that little high pitched chirp. And I'm sure that it, doesn't feel good, I'm sure on her ears being they're so sensitive anyways, but I love it. I love it. Let's see. Jackie said I had lights flickering all the time after my husband passed. Oh, see? Absolutely. Stephanie, I'm so sorry, hun. Dang it. I lost my soul puppy. Oh, he was 14. I swear I hear him. Absolutely. One thing talking about fur babies, you know, um, eh, I'll connect with your fur babies. I'll connect with any soul for that matter. Soul is a soul. It does not matter. I've channeled a lady's parrot one time. I don't know if I've told you guys that story. If you've heard that one, that was crazy. I channeled this cute little girl's guinea pig that she lost. And I mean, how do you validate, that it's them, right? And the only way you can for an animal is by their mannerisms or, maybe just their kind of quirky ways, or things that they would do that, only you would know. And one of those things, without a doubt, Stephanie, is you'll hear their nails, their, I guess I don't know what you call them, their claws. I mean, I always think my schnauzers have nails. They have ridiculously long nails right now. They're getting groomed tomorrow, thank God. But you'll hear them, right? You'll hear them kind of, tapping on the floor, or you'll hear their, their collar with a bell if they had one, and you're like, you know, what the hell? And how is it that I'm hearing this? Or even one thing that I will get very often is, when cats will brush up against your leg, and I'll get this kind of feeling like something's brushing up against my leg. And then I'll mention to a client or, whoever and ask them, did you have, a fur baby, especially a cat, because they're usually the ones that, rub up against your leg and sure shit, they'll have a cat they just, lost. So, our fur babies always, and they're pure souls, so they're always with you. So, and I'm so sorry that you lost your fur baby, hon. But don't ever question hearing him walking around, and any other kind of, sign that you get, from them. So, I really, I have a hard time with. Well, I will cry more when I channel and give messages from a fur baby than I do adult humans. It's maybe it's sad, um, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just because they're innocent, and sweet souls. But um, I love it. So yeah, it's their little nails, right? Absolutely, absolutely. Um, I love it. Oh, I love it. Leanne said our smoke detector goes off almost every time I'm channeling, to the point I have been keeping clips of when I get scared to make a video. Oh, I want to see these clips. You need that shit will go viral. Girl, post that. I love it. Um, oh, Christina said my daughter's birthday was 9/5. I had a little party for it on the 7th. My sister's passing anniversary was on 9/11. Oh my gosh. Well, see, and that's what I'm saying. We have got so many that have been here tonight that are so present because of these things, that there was just a birthday, there was just a celebration, or we have one coming. Isn't that so crazy how they all kind of congregate on the other side, and then they all will get your attention and get your ass here, right? So oh, Stephanie said, I miss him. I have seen him in a dream. Absolutely. Yep. When you have um, a a dream of a loved one, it is a visit. They are there, they are visiting you, because when you are asleep, you are in your, quietest of mind. Your conscious, in a sense, goes to sleep and gets quiet. Your subconscious is more attentive, more active, and then you really are able to channel. So that's when you channel, your loved ones in spirit, and that's why we dream of them. Or when you meditate, like I was saying earlier, when you are able to be silent, that's when you'll hear, or feel the messages. So it's absolutely, um, I love it. um, okay, let's see here. All righty. Let's see here. Oh, look at, we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna block another one. I love it. Yep. Bye bye. We don't need negative shit in here. Um, let's see here. Um, oh, Jackie said my husband, his grandma, and our dog passed away within 9 months. Oh my gosh, my friend. Oh, yeah, and I always hate when people would say it comes in threes. I mean, it kind of ironically it does, but I also hate saying that because I feel like that we just anticipate and manifest it. But there's actually, read about this, and I don't know, I can't remember exactly what how it was put, but where people are or when we have deaths and we say, well, they come in threes, that it's actually a legit thing. And you have to read about it. I can't remember exactly, but um, it was very interesting, very interesting. So yeah, so crazy. But how interesting, just having all of these very different souls coming in, but have so many similar connections tonight, right? All these synchronicities, without a doubt. So um, one thing I was also getting was that and I don't know who this is for. I'm just going to tell you that um, I'll just repeat exactly as I heard it. I literally just heard, buy the damn shoes, buy the damn shoes. So if one of you all just went shopping and you were going to buy shoes, or maybe you did anyways, but it's like, or you have like buyer's remorse and you spent money on some really nice shoes and they're like, just buy the damn shoes. But then there's kind of this funny, um, kind of giggle behind that. So it's even a feeling of maybe that I even feel like they um, maybe love to shop too. It's like if they were here, they would have bought them. So it's kind of an interesting way that they're coming through. So um, I love it. Jackie said my husband loved watching Ghost Adventure and loved doing paranormal. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love your husband. That's awesome. Regina said I need sneakers. Wait, what? Are you serious, Cassie? Did you go buy shoes today or just like in the last couple days? I thought I had a feeling this might have been coming from your mom. I freaking love that. Christina said, laughing my ass off. My sister loved her shoes. She always bought. That's what I'm saying. There's like the same feeling of these women or these men, even these souls going, just buy the damn shoes. So without a doubt, then Regina, go buy the dang shoes. Go buy the shoes. I love that. That's hilarious. Cassie, you really did go by for Sadie's party. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Christina said, I just bought boots and wasn't sure to get them, but got them anyways. Hilarious. So awesome. So very awesome. I love it. It was like a little kind of lingering giggle after, so just very much, the just, validation of their presence being with you, seeing what you are doing, and then also validating their personality, their sense of humor, because the soul never changes, right? They never change. So that's their way of just letting you know that even though they're not here in physical form, that they that's just in a very respectful way. And I always hate using this way of putting it this way of it's just the shell, right? The body is just the shell, and that soul is what feels all that. And so but when they come through and they are exactly how they were here in the physical, just shows you that the soul never changes, right? So I love it. Oh, so amazing. I love it. So cute. Oh, Regina said, hubby always took care of me. I never buy anything for myself. Well, you better go and buy the damn shoes. I love it. So awesome. Let's see. Oh, I love it. Let's see. Oh, Sunrise Jesus. I love that. You saw a filing cabinet on your walk. And that's one of your sign. That was a sign. Really? That is so interesting. I don't know if I've ever had anyone say like, so why the filing cabinet? What is the filing cabinet? Oh, but it was your dad. So you just knew, right? Isn't it crazy? Like you just see something and nobody else is going to understand it, but you'll know that that's the validation, right? You'll know. So, I loved it. Sadie, I noticed you stopped itching after Cassie. That's what I said. I'm like, you guys got to hurry and validate this because if not, I'm going to itch the shit out of my skin right now. Oh, Sunrise, I'm so sorry, honey. Well, that's where I say that these signs that we get, um, they are meant to be seen or felt or heard or experienced so that you can find some comfort because they know on the other side, your loved ones know that, that you're struggling. They feel it. They're so connected, right? And when we get just that little bit, and I always say I'll get like the hair on the back of my neck will stand up, or, I've got, goosebumps everywhere. It's For me, it's comforting. It's just comforting and knowing that you know, that their energy, their soul is right there, or, dreams. Now, I don't dream very often of my mom or my dad. My grandma occasionally. but I had the craziest, I have to tell you guys a really quick story. I had the craziest dream last night. Never since I was served that Sananja with that shaman medicine. Um, it I've had some very crazy vivid dreams, and one of them last night was I literally was. So, have you guys ever watched movies where someone goes back in time and then they kind of remind me of like Back to the Future, and they can't face their past self. So their present self can't face their past self because it could really mess up, um, you know, the time and someone's journey or path. And I literally dreamt that last night. I was confronting my um, preteen teen self, and I literally saw myself. Now it was so bizarre, but yet what was interesting is I confronted myself. So it wasn't like I was avoiding my teenage self. I was confronting, and even to the point where I had heard, sounds really weird, I had heard my younger teenage 80s self, I mean, I'm not kidding, guys. I saw my big old 80s hair I had, like the frosted lipstick I would like, not kidding, like it was my 80s self. And I early 90s too, but I looked at my younger self and went, or my younger self looked at me now and said, "Oh my gosh, you look just like me. You look just like me." And I'm going, "What the hell is this about?" It's weird, right? So, yeah, absolutely, Hollywood Jean. How are you, beautiful? Yeah, it's like that beautiful even maybe healing some of my childhood, in my past. And but I'll tell you, after, oh my gosh, after taking those eye drops, that Sananja, man, I'll tell you, I've had some crazy vivid like visions and dreams. It's really right, Regina. It was really freaky. And it was so vivid that I woke up and went, oh my, like I had to kind of get my bearings of where I was. I'm like, I have not done any, like no drugs, nothing was given, wasn't drunk. But where the hell did this come from? So crazy. Jackie said, I hear a Michael Jackson song on the radio almost every day, and my husband loved him. Oh, I love that. See, these are all the signs. These are all the signs. Um, I love it. So, um, so cute. Let's see here. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, sunrise. My estate is settling, and my sister is controlling this company. Do you feel I'm supposed to move? Oh, um, hmm. Well, I'll tell you what, my friend, and this is for everybody that is on tonight. I'll give you kind of like a collective reading. This year is the year of the nine. So, so if you add up the numbers in 2025, they equal the number nine, and nine in numerology is the last number in the number sequence. Hey, you guys, I just looked. It's 1111. Make a wish. Okay, I made my wish. It's 1111 in Utah. Um, so Regina, you taking shrooms, girl? No, although I'm planning to do some plant medicine when I'm going to be going and seeing a friend of mine who is a shaman too, and I'm going to partake of some shrooms and some plant medicine, and we're going to just so that I can get past some of my blockages. So yeah, it is really kind of freaky, um, the psychedelic stuff, man, I'll tell you. Whew. Um, let's see. Oh, a sunrise. I feel that something's off. And I signed a paper giving her more because I was under. Okay, yeah, absolutely, hun. So, like I was saying, this is the year of ending, the ending of all things. So, this year, I have seen more women, because men just don't come and see me. I wish they did, but they don't. More should. But I've had more women come and sit in front of me, and they are leaving their husbands. They're leaving their relationships. They are they're seeing that people are starting to leave them. They're like, well, I don't know what's happening. I've got friends that I don't hear from anymore, or a boyfriend, or whatever it may be. And I'm telling them, well, this is the year. This is the year of where we are seeing, things ending. And they're ending for a reason. And the reason for that is because they are the things that have not been serving you in a good way. And so, in serving you at all. So, it is really about letting go of the shit that has been holding you back. Now, if you are not mindful of, at least, but more importantly, I feel, and I would say definitely get the ball rolling on some of the stuff you need to work on, and ending cycles and cutting people out of your life. If you don't do this by the end of the year, then in an energetic sense, you're going to carry all of that energy another 9 more years, my friends, and you do not want to do that. You will carry that. And I don't know about some of you, but a lot of us just would not physically, emotionally, mentally be able to do it. So please take the next 4 months. Now, this does not mean that you have to cut people out of your life and never see them again. You can still be with them. You can still love them. It just means that you are going to really set boundaries, and you're not going to allow them to affect you any longer. And sometimes that's tough love. Sometimes that's sitting down and having, like, I call it my come to Jesus talk, and saying, we're done. We're done. So absolutely. So, sunrise for you, hun. Um just I would say intuitively for you, hun. Um I would, for one, always trust your intuition, always trust your gut. Always, always. But if you are noticing that it is not um serving you, then it's time to let it go, my friend. And sometimes we have to um, really just choose our battles, and sometimes things are just not worth, fighting for, so, um, and it'll be really hard to, you know, um, it's really hard. So, let's see, what is they? My sister, your sis is getting divorced after 31 years. That's what I'm saying. I've had people, clients. A lady came and saw me not long ago that she was married a little over 30 years, and she's like, we're divorcing, we're done." And I'm like, my gosh, I'm just seeing a lot of it right now. And as much as I don't want to see marriages or relationships not work out. I love love, and I want to see these work, but I'm noticing um, that everything's intentional, of course, and everything happens for a reason. But it's like some of these are being, like, seriously forced. It's the universe going, "You're not listening, so I'm going to make this happen." And by making it means, husbands are having affairs, the wives are catching them, the husbands are just leaving, or, I mean, there's so many scenarios, but it's like, it's, the universe is like, "You're not listening, so I'm going to make it happen." And sometimes that's the best way to rip the band-aid off and just, get right in there. But it's, I mean, it's not easy, right? And let's see, what is, yeah, Rachel said, let's see. Seriously, been one crazy dang year. Absolutely. So many things ending, but at the same time, I've had new beginnings. Yep, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Lost family, death, or moved myself. Yep, absolutely. I know. I'm so excited. You got married and third baby. Oh my gosh. I know, girl. I can't wait till we do your dang reading. Um, but the new beginnings, right? You have to clear out the old in order to make room for the new. And that is really something I try to live by. I'm really shitty with my clothes in that aspect. I really need to get rid of the old clothes and make room for all these new ones that I buy. And so that's hard for me, but same kind of thing, right? But yeah, get rid of the old so you can make room for the new. But it's very important, very important. So, it's like I tell people too, you can't change if you don't make changes. So if you're going to sit and bitch and moan about the fact that your life is miserable and you don't do anything to change it, well, eh, I don't, I don't know what else to say, but um, you 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 are creating your own misery. So, and I know that's easier said than done. Believe me, I get it. And I've been there many times in different situations, and then I learned the hard way. So, just don't let the universe force you. You know. Um, let's see here. I love it. Oh, sister's a narcissist, dishonest lawyer. Man, Jessica said, that's so crazy. My job was getting very stagnant and I was just forced to take a new position. Hope it serves me well because I definitely need a better work. Oh, absolutely, my friend. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, my friend, that I feel that you absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, that's um, a great next step for sure. So absolutely. Yeah. Booty hunter, where's my hair? It's right here, my friend. Why are you asking where my hair is? Um, nice name, by the way. My God, you guys, I swear. Let's see. Let's see. What? Oh, let's see here. Hollywood, miss, losing my hope, breaking. Ah, don't you dare. Don't you dare lose hope. Don't you dare, my friend. It's like I was saying earlier that when you feel like quitting, that's when the magic happens. So, it's again, it's the universe testing you. It's like, all right, we're gonna push you to your limit, and then just right when it's like you feel like throwing in the towel, I'm telling you, that's when it happens. That's when it happens, my friend. So, yeah, absolutely. One thing I was saying too. So for um, sunrise for you, my friend. One thing you had said was about fear. And one of my favorite acronyms to share, I heard this years ago and I love to share it, is the acronym for fear. It stands for the false ego appearing real or false evidence appearing real. So if you look at it, fear, 1000% fear will hold you back from, living your best life. It will paralyze you, right? And so when you look at the acronym, okay, the false ego appearing real, well, the ego gets in the way, and the ego is what causes, that fear, which is what paralyzes you. And the ego for women, we are really bad about, kind of more of the um, image, self sabotaging. It's like, I'm not tall enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not educated enough, I'm not worthy. Whatever it may be, well, that's the damn ego. And it's the false ego appearing real. So when you believe in that shit, then you're going to be paralyzed. So then, the false evidence appearing real. So it's where we are so blinded by that fear that it looks real, right? But yet it's not. So like I could be looking at here. We'll give you an example here. Here's my beautiful little speaking of heart shape, look at that, Regina. So here's my beautiful heart-shaped selenite and stone. And here is this evidence, right? Of like, okay, it's white, it's heart-shaped, and we know it's selenite, or at least we think it is, unless, if you don't know your stones. But the evidence is like, I can tell you from my perspective, this is what it is. But then um, when fear comes in, I'm going to see this and I'm going to think, oh my gosh, this is, it's purple and it's got spikes on it and it's going to hurt my hand and I don't want to touch it. And yet you're looking at it going, no, Steph, it's not. It's, it literally is this, right? So it's like when we're blinded by that damn fear, we just can't see the reality. So be mindful of that too, and be very mindful. But and I'll tell you, it's when that false evidence appears real, that fear kicks in, and it'll just, yeah, it'll hold you back, right? So, and like you guys were saying too, not being able to sleep, insomnia, or you sleep too much, right? The depression, it's like the body just starts to respond to all of it, and that's where tell people that that's where you just got to keep pushing in, pushing forward, because that's where the magic happens. And I've experienced it myself, and I have also. Um, this thing is starting to hurt my head. I've experienced it myself, and I've also watched people that have gotten past those barriers and seen the magic. So, and I promise you, it will it'll all make sense and it'll all work out. So, um, let's see. Let's see here. I feel like they aren't telling me the truth and that she's going to distribute my. Ah, I got you, hon. So, if you kind of look at that, that is the false evidence appearing real, right? So it's where, again, the paranoia, kicks in, and it's the same thing in a sense as fear. So, um, you know, again, if you that's the hard part, is trusting your dang gut, right? Sometimes we think that, well, we'll question it, we overthink it, and then, you know, uh, and then what happens is you end up manifesting what you just worried about. So I always try to get in that right mindset of like, nope, I trust this is what it is. And, this is what's going to happen. And I'm going to manifest it and then allow for what is to be will be. I honestly, I don't feel it to be completely intuitively honest for you, Sunrise, that I don't feel like that. Um, that there's any kind of um, hiding things behind your back or doing anything different than what is supposed to, if that makes sense. So but it's hard because when you don't have trust for somebody and they've really screwed you over before, then you have every right to not be able to trust them moving forward. So it's yeah, very true. But Sadie, about to sign off. Thank you so much, Deb and Kelsey. Oh, I love it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you guys. Yeah, no, I am going to also be heading to bed as well. I have a party tomorrow. Speaking of parties, so but if you guys are wanting to book a private reading or a party for that matter, I would suggest getting on as soon as you can and getting booked. Private readings, I think I'm booked until middle of October. So I'm about a month out, and October fills up really fast. Matter of fact, I think in October I only have one weekend open for a party. So if you're wanting to do like a wine and witches night, um, October fills up really fast. So let me know as soon as possible if you're wanting to book a party. Again, if you are wanting to come to one of the two events I have coming, September 27th is in Bountiful at the Elks Lodge. There's 8 tickets left as the last time I checked, which was this morning. Who knows where we're at now, but it's almost sold out. Those tickets are $44. That event is going to have snacks and drinks and then a raffle. Lots of fun prizes and whatnot. Then October 4th is my annual Halloween party, and that'll be in Bountiful as well. It's at a place called May's Gathering Place. It's the cutest, funnest, like great energy, cute fun on Bountiful Main Street. And those tickets are $33, and we're going to have I'm going to have tables with linen. We're going to kind of have a very bougie kind of Halloween kind of fun theme. And I'm about over halfway full, so we're getting close, and that'll sell out. That we will definitely sell out. And coming costumes are encouraged. We're going to have prizes for that as well. And what else? Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else coming in. Oh, yes. Well, November 8th. Got to get my dates right. I will be in New Jersey. So if you're in the East Coast area, New Jersey, New York, I'll be in New Jersey doing the New Jersey Para Unity Expo, and I'll have a setup there. Be doing readings, and that's a one-day thing. It's Saturday, I believe November 8th. So come see me there as well if you're on the East Coast. I would love to see you. Yeah, lots of other fun things coming, so much more, but absolutely come see me. And let's see. I was just making sure that dang it. Yes, Sadie, yep, prices are on the page, except for parties. If you're wanting to book a party, you'll have to just message me, because parties are all priced according to how many people you have, and then location and stuff. So let me know. Kelsey, you're coming. Oh, I love it. I love it. I know, Kai, I have got to get down to St. George. Girl, let's work on that over the next week. I need to get a party booked in St. George. Now I've gone north. Now I need to go more south. So yes, I will get with my cute daughter, aka assistant, and we'll get something booked for the southern part. So, but anyhow, if you guys have any questions about any, readings or parties, or the events coming up, just message me, let me know, and either myself or Mandy will get back to you. But I am going to go and get some food, some sugar. Chocolate's very grounding, so get some good chocolate. I always say it's my excuse for eating chocolate, but it works. So all right, you guys, well, have a beautiful night, and I hope just tonight lifted your spirits a little bit, and you felt that you could kind of check out for a moment from all the craziness out there. But I will see you guys most likely next week. We'll plan another night as we always do, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, all right, bye guys.